Hey guys, welcome to the Horror and Metal channel. This is my Midnight Spook Show, and I'm your host, Hellhound. I got tagged in another video recently. I'm loving these tag videos; they're a lot of fun. So bring on all the tags. You want to tag me? That's fine. I love doing these videos; they're a lot of fun. Um, I've just been kind of chilling lately, just playing some Super Mario Kart and watching Rocko's Modern Life and reading this new book that came out, the autobiography of Bruce Dickinson. What does this button do? Who Bruce Dickinson, of course, is the frontman of the legendary Iron Maiden, one of my favorite bands. So I'll let you guys know what I think of this book once I'm done with it. And let's go ahead and begin. This is the Vampire tag. It was a video originally done by Carnage Candy. And I was tagged by Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. Carnage Candy tagged him. He tagged me. So let's go and begin. This is going to be a lot of fun. Check out the original video by Carnage Candy and be sure to subscribe, and then check out the video by Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. So, alright, well, let's go and get started. The first question is, what is your favorite vampire film and why? Definitely Fright Night from 1985, by far. I love that movie. I love the characters. I've seen it so many times. I finally get to watch the documentary, You're So Cool, Brewster, the story of Fright Night, which talks about the making of Fright Night 1 and 2. And I don't think it mentions the remakes. Maybe at the end, I don't know. But I didn't actually watch like the whole thing, but I saw most of it at a friend's house. He had it, and I plan on getting it myself soon. So that was good. But yeah, I just love Fright Night. I love Chris Sarandon. I love Roddy McDowall, William Ragsdale, Stephen Jeffries, Amanda Beers, Jonathan Stark. Everybody in it is great. I love the characters. I love the setting. I love the scenery. I love the special effects. Everything about it. I just love that movie so much. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. It gives me such a good feeling whenever I watch it. No matter where I am, if I watch Fright Night, I feel like I'm at home. I love that movie. Jerry Dandridge is one of the best vampires ever. It's just amazing. It has that 80s feel that's just, can't be redone. It just can't be. They don't make them like that anymore. It's just irreplaceable. That wonderful tone that only an 80s horror film can have. So yeah, definitely Fright Night for number one. I think this is an obvious choice, but hey, what can I say? I love that movie. All right, question 2: Are vampires better than werewolves? Now that's a hard one, and depending on the lore, it depends on how you look at it. Now, vampires, as cool as they are, I feel like they have too many weaknesses. And, I love nighttime. I'm a night owl through and through. I've been nocturnal pretty much my whole life. I love doing everything better at night. Everything's better at night, in my opinion. But it'd be way too hard not to be able to go out during the day. It'd be way too hard to have to avoid sunlight. Most stores are closed at nighttime. I'm busy! It'd be way too hard to not be able to go out during the daytime. I had to be able to, sunlight kills you. That'd be too dry. Also, way too many things. Stay away from crosses, garlic. You wouldn't have a reflection in the mirror. How the hell would you shave or or brush your teeth or anything? I mean, I never cared for that really. That they don't have a reflection. I thought that was a little too, I don't know, too silly. Like it doesn't even make sense. They don't reflect light. Like why? And I always thought that was weird. I don't know, too many things. You can't go to somebody's house unless they invite you. I mean, not that I'm going to break into somebody's house anyway, but there's just too many rules, too many weaknesses. With werewolves, usually more often than not, the only thing is silver, and that's their weakness. And, I don't know, can you not use silverware? Like, can you not wear certain jewelry? I mean, I feel like that'd be easy to avoid. It'd be easier than not being able to go out in the sunlight. Werewolves are usually probably stronger, too. I mean, like when they were turned. I mean, however... depending on the lore, like, do they turn, sometimes they turn during the full moon, they can't control it. Otherwise, they have complete control over their transformation and become a werewolf anytime they want. That would be better. But if you did only transform at night, like during the full moon, which is weird, I feel like if I was a werewolf, I'd have to chain myself up or lock myself in a cage every time there's going to be a full moon. I feel like you'd wake up in the woods naked, covered in blood. You'd be exhausted, probably. You just ate somebody. What if you were close to some family members or some friends? You ended up butchering them during your transformation. That'd be really bad. So there's definitely downsides to both of them. But yeah, which one's better? I don't know. It's a close. Again, it depends on how you look at it. I guess vampires have more control. But again, there's too many weaknesses, too many rules, too many things you have to get around. Whereas werewolves, if you control your transformation, turn to a werewolf whenever you wanted, and you had complete control over when you were the animal, when you were a lycanthrope, when your other side took over, you had control over it. I'd say werewolves it'd be better to be a werewolf. Only if I had control over it, though, you know, and I think I could avoid silver. It wouldn't be that hard. So yeah, again, it depends on how you look at it. Vampires are really cool too, though. They're, you know, it's a hard one. I love them both. I think they're both awesome. Again, it depends on what the rules are. It depends on which lore you're basing it off of, you know. So all right, let's move on. Number 3. Who do you think is the most brutal vampire in a movie? The most brutal vampire ever shown on film. I think I'm actually going to go with Radu from the Subspecies movies. There's 4 of them. He was very brutal. He was very badass, very animalistic. He was just like a evil leech on 2 legs, you know. Yeah, he was just like really sadistic and just really evil. Yeah, he was awesome. He had like no like remorse. He had no. He was very non-human, you know. He's very animalistic. I thought that was cool. Played by Anders Hove, by the way, who did a great job. It's a Full Moon movie. I think Charles Band was probably behind it, like most of the Full Moon movies. Definitely check the Subspecies movies out. I love those movies. Radu is a very badass, very brutal vampire. I could also go with Christopher Lee's Dracula. He was pretty brutal as well. But okay, let's move on. Question 4. What is your favorite vampire transformation in a movie? And I guess that means, like, you know, when a vampire turns into a bat or a wolf or whatever. I don't know, or maybe like when they're growing their fangs or something. But I'm going to go with my favorite werewolf transformation, obviously, is a toss-up between The Howling and American Werewolf in London. So I'm going to go with one that's similar to that. Again, I'm going to say Fright Night and when Evil Ed turns into a wolf. Vampires can turn into wolves a lot. You know, and in a lot of movies they can turn into wolves. Which is weird, because then it's almost like they have like all the same powers as a werewolf, plus more. So in that case, if that's the case, then vampires are cooler in response to the second question. But anyway, when Evil Ed turns into a wolf, then Peter Vincent stakes him with a broken table leg, and then he turns back into a human. It's a very slow, very painful-looking transformation. I think it's a really good effect, especially for back then. He slowly turns back into a human. The puppet they used, like the in-between transformation, like he was in between a wolf and a man, it was really creepy looking. It's kind of a disturbing scene. You can tell he's like in a lot of pain, you know, and Peter Vincent felt sorry for him. I think that was a cool effect. So I'm going to go with my favorite vampire transformation in a movie was Evil Ed, turning back from a wolf back into a human, or vampire, I should say. Alright, number 5. What is the silliest or worst vampire film ever made? Twilight. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, isn't obvious that movie's terrible. It was an abomination. It was an insult to vampire movies and vampires everywhere. I don't even think it should count. Those aren't vampires. Vampires have fangs. Vampires do not sparkle in sunlight. Those are more like emo superheroes than vampires. I know women love it because of the romance. I'm sorry, I watch vampire movies and I read vampire books. I like it for the horror. I like it for the violence. I don't like it for the romance. Of course, most vampires, some exceptions, are like usually kind of romantic and kind of sensual characters, which is fine. But I think they should usually be like more villainous than, you know, just romantic and stuff. So yeah, I hate Twilight. I wish it was never made. God, I remember when it was popular. All I heard about it. It was all I heard about it. I'm so glad it's kind of faded away now. And there was even teachers forcing their students to read Twilight in class, like it was some great piece of literature. No, Stephanie Meyer should be ashamed of herself for putting that piece of shit. If you like it, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, I respect your opinion, to each their own, but I despise it. I think that vampires should be, you know, they shouldn't sparkle. They shouldn't be like fairies. So no, I hate Twilight. I'd say that's easily the worst vampire film ever made. Even though I don't even count. I don't even like to acknowledge its existence. So let's go and move on. I'm sorry, that was kind of negative of me, but hey, what can I say? I really don't like that movie. Or book, or whatever. Okay, question 6. What's the best vampire comedy or parody? I wholeheartedly agree with Bronco Juggalo. In fact, I even had this, when he asked the question, when I watched this video, I even had this answer before he even said it. Definitely Dracula Dead and Loving It, directed by Mel Brooks and starring Leslie Nielsen as Dracula. That movie is freaking hilarious. Peter McNichol as Renfield is a riot. He's just a hoot. Mel Brooks plays Van Helsing. Leslie Nielsen again plays Dracula. Everybody's really funny. It's really clever. It spoofs Dracula and vampire movies very, very well. It takes like bits and pieces from all of them. Renfield was taken directly from the 1931 Universal Dracula, Bela Lugosi. His Renfield was just like the one in that one. and they took things from the 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. They took things from all kinds of different Dracula and vampire movies and spoofed them in a hilarious way. It's a riot. If you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you see it. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Mel Brooks is a genius. He also did Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs and Blazing Saddles. He's one of my favorite directors of all time for the comedy genre, for sure. He's hilarious. Leslie Nielsen's always been really funny. Dracula Dead Loving is a very funny movie. It's definitely the best vampire comedy. I also think Dracula and Son and The Fearless Vampire Killers are really funny movies, too. I think they're very funny. But I definitely go with Dracula Dead Loving as the funniest of them all. So check that out if you haven't already. Question 7. What is the first vampire film you ever saw? Now, I don't really remember. I've been watching like horror movies. I don't even remember what the first horror movie I saw was. I've been watching horror movies for as long as I can remember. I'm going to say it was probably the original 1931 Universal classic with Bela Lugosi, Dracula, that might have been the first. But, I don't know. There's a lot of others that I saw. I saw a lot of the Hammer ones really early on at a young age, so I don't really know which one came first, but it probably was the original 1931 Dracula. Bela Lugosi, I'm going to assume, but I could be wrong. I might have saw another one before that, but, I don't know. It's, I was really young and I don't really remember, but it probably was that one, I guess. All right, the final question, question number 8. Who is your favorite vampire, real or fictional? So I really liked Bronco Juggalo's answer. I won't give it away, but check out his video. That was really funny. That was hilarious. Yeah, I don't really know of any real-life vampires, but at least not that I can think of at the moment, but the fictional, I guess Dracula. It's an obvious choice, but I mean, come on, he's Dracula. He's the king of the vampires. He was in the most, movies, media, books, otherwise. He's the most well-known vampire. But if not him, then, definitely either Jerry Dandridge or David from The Lost Boys. So, yeah, a lot of great vampire movies out there. I actually did another video, it was top 10 movie vampires. Not top 10 vampire movies, top 10 movie vampires, where I talked about all my favorites, Dandridge and David and Dracula and Count Orlok from Nosferatu and Radu, and I talked about all of them. The ones from Dusk Till Dawn, the ones from John Carpenter's Vampires, Valak, played with Thomas Ian Griffith. So check that video out if you want to know more about some of my favorite vampires from vampire movies. And this is a really fun tag. I'm glad I was tagged in it. Now, as usual, I don't really tag anybody because I don't know which people make videos and not, and I don't, but I'm going to go ahead and tag one person. That's Sean Urshan. He's tagged me in a lot of videos. Sean Urshan, if you're watching, if you haven't already made a video of this, go ahead and make one. Tag you're it. Go ahead and make your respective vampire tag video. I nominate you, Sean Urshan. So, yeah, again, I'm not really good at tagging people. And go ahead and look up, again, just type in Carnage Candy on YouTube. She has a really great channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies, as I said. Look him up. Maybe when I get a chance, I'll put a link to their channels in the description below. And Sean Urshan as well, who, again, I'm tagging in this video. So, yeah, love vampires, love vampire movies. They're great. Feel free to... if you want to make a video about this, feel free to make a response video. Definitely make a video with all your answers. Or if you want to, leave your answers in the comments below. Either one. I'd love to hear your answers. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for watching my Midnight Spook Show. I'm Hellhound, and until next time. See you later, guys.